This is a stimulus update and daily news report. Got some important updates to share with you. Stimulus is arriving early for certain Americans, and there's a stimulus fund that many have not even heard of that has gone unspent. When it comes to the stimulus reconciliation, Manchin is sort of on board. I'll give you the latest with that. And Democrats have figured out a sneaky way to jam up McConnell on the China bill. Also, oil prices are dropping down by 10%, but oil profits are at records highs, and progressives are not happy with the way President Biden is messaging inflation, and I'll give you some other more important updates as well. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below. So Exxon profit set to soar again. White House wants more oil. So Exxon, as well as other oil companies, are just doing really well. According to analysts, basically they think that the second quarter profit estimates are going to almost double, projected almost double the first quarter earnings. Basically, whatever Exxon made in the first quarter of the year, they could double it in the second quarter, which is insane profits of what's going on. Also, national boycott called as gas prices drop for a third straight week. Will it work? I don't know how people could actually boycott gas stations. Is that even possible? You know, you need the gas. How are you going to say, I'm not going to go to work or I'm not going to go buy groceries? Yeah, I don't know how that'll work, but I don't think it'll work. But let me know your thoughts on that. We're so dependent on it. Oil tumbled as much as 10%, breaks below $100 as recession fears mount. So oil prices have gone below $100 a barrel. They're below the national average of $5 per gallon. So it looks like gas prices could finally be going down, but will it last? Take a look at this video clip right here giving the latest.
We're going to turn now to some good news at the gas pump. Prices are finally starting to fall. Americans hitting the road have seen a steady decline. But how long will the price break last? Our chief business correspondent, Rebecca Jarvis, joins us with more. Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning, Robin. And that is the question on people's minds after these 21 days where we've now seen prices fall. The national average this morning, $4.77, down about 9 cents over the last week. And if you look across the country, about 80% of the stations are now below $5 a gallon. And this is all because prices of oil have also come down, now below $100 a barrel. We've seen that demand really destroyed. People choose to drive less when they see prices where they are, and that's exactly what we've seen. And it's not just oil prices that are lower, but commodities, cotton, copper, lumber, they are all decreasing. That lumber, by the way, if you're trying to build a house, much better deals on lumber prices. So good news for you there as well. However, the issue is this question of whether or not we're facing a slowdown or a recession. And Robin, that's part of what's also hitting prices here. If we have a recession, if we move in that direction, you're also going to see oil prices likely fall as well.
That will be likely. But for people, Rebecca, who are trying to figure out if they should maybe fill up today or wait until the weekend in case prices drop even more, what are you hearing?
So Gas Buddy tells us this morning, Robin, that prices should fall in the coming weeks between 40 and 65 cents. But there are certain days of the week where you want to fill up for the best deal. The best day of the week, according to Gas Buddy, Monday, second best, Sunday, when you don't want to fill up, Wednesday and Thursday. That's when it gets more expensive.
We will definitely keep all of that in mind, Rebecca. Thank you.
So do you think gas prices are going to stay low? Are they going to get back to normal? Were we just at the peak before and now it's all going down? Are things going to get better? Let me know your thoughts on that. So political playbook, all eyes on Manchin as reconciliation talks heat up. So we've been constantly hearing, what's going on with Manchin and things, with the reconciliation bill. So for months, Democrats have been working behind the scenes on the Hill to revive a reconciliation bill that would address some of the party's highest priorities. The updates are on three separate fronts. So basically what we have here is climate and energy. Democrats are hoping to land a deal with Joe Manchin on these provisions as early as next week, though Manchin's office warns that an agreement isn't yet close. So basically, recent haggling centered on methane emissions fee for oil and gas companies and tax credits for electric companies and clean energy producers. The latest numbers mention $300 billion to $350 billion for this plank of the bill. So we'll see what happens. Manchin, what they said here, Senator Manchin still has serious unresolved concerns that there is a lot of work to be done before it's conceivable that a deal can be reached he can sign onto. So basically, at this point, we're hearing that, oh, Manchin's close, he's on board, but yet even his own office, who said that? I think his own office or representative said that he is still not completely on board where he's going to sign. So we'll see what happens with that. Puts Democrats in a tough spot. So Democrats weigh jamming McConnell on China bill. So basically what happened here is because Mitch McConnell heard that the Democrats are trying to revive the Build Back Better plan through a stimulus reconciliation process, meaning that they wouldn't have any votes from the Republicans. Mitch McConnell, not too happy about it, basically saying that if the Democrats tried to revive the Build Back Better, he is going to block the China bill, the China Compete bill. Well, now what Democrats want to do is they're going to try to pass the China bill before they can even get a chance to do the Build Back Better. So kind of putting Mitch McConnell in a tight position. Basically, Democrats are going to bring this bill to the House for a up or down vote to deprive McConnell of his hostage. Political games going on in Washington. That's the latest there. And then Connecticut created a $34 million COVID relief fund for essential workers. It remains largely unspent. So imagine $34 million put aside for workers, essential workers, and almost nothing has been spent from it. So for more than 6 months after essential workers COVID-19 assistance program launched, and 1 month after lawmakers Governor Ned Lamont dramatically expanded the potential applicant pool, the state has awarded just $361,000 or just 1.1% of the 34 million, which is crazy. So I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who could use the money, but yet Connecticut, I don't know what's going on. I guess they haven't heard about it. That's one of the reasons why I have this channel, to educate you and inform you of what's going on. So if you are in Connecticut and you are an essential worker or were an essential worker, definitely look into this. There's money to be had. Which is the reason why I want to keep track of all these different types of stimulus provisions and programs. Speaking of which, stimulus check 2022 update, New York State property tax rebate arrived early. So if you live in New York and you're a property owner, looks like homeowners should expect a one-time tax rebate check in their mailboxes sometime this month as scheduled stimulus dollars arrive early. So I guess they're supposed to go later, but now it is here early. If you're in New York and you own a home, you could get a rebate. It all depends on how much your home is worth. So that's pretty good news there. And then as inflation sits at 40-year high, the personal savings rate in America has fallen to its lowest level since 2008. Here's the age group feeling most uncomfortable about their savings now. So with savings, very tight, especially with prices going up, people eating into their life savings, it's looking pretty bad. According to a new survey released by Bankrate, 58% of Americans now feel uncomfortable with the amount of emergency savings they have, which is up from 46% 2 years ago. So let's try to find that age here. Okay, yeah, so fully 62% of Americans aged 26 to 41 are uncomfortable with how much savings they have compared to 59% of Gen Xers and 51% of baby boomers. So yeah, not looking good with that. And then in terms of inflation, progressives not too happy with President Biden. Political reports, progressives within the Biden administration are frustrated by President messaging on inflation. Politico also reported that there is a rift between progressives and establishment in the administration over Trump's China tariffs, which might potentially be rolled back. So we've heard this over the last few weeks. A lot of Democrats, progressives, are not happy with President Biden. Of course, the Republicans are not happy. It's very hard to find people who are happy with President Biden these days. Runaway inflation is crushing President Joe Biden's approval ratings and threatens swamp Democrats in the midterm elections, according to White. But many progressives, including some within the administration itself, say Biden's all-out messaging war against spiking prices is making matters even worse. So we heard President Biden touting the economy, played in a video clip yesterday. Looks like it is just not coming across nicely, falling on deaf ears. But let me know your thoughts on that in terms of inflation, how the messaging is from the White House, from President Biden. Speaking of inflation and President Biden, take a look at the Republican perspective on that.
So who's right? Joining me now is Kevin Hassett, former Council of Economic Advisors chairman. Kevin, great to see you. Is there any way Americans are better off now than when Biden came into office?
You know, it's really senior citizen abuse for people to allow Biden to go out and say things that make such little sense. You know, the economy was growing 6% when he was inaugurated, and the V-shaped recovery was designed by Larry Kudlow and Steve Mnuchin, the president, and myself, and it happened. And so that, sure, there was a big drop in jobs, but there was a big recovery as well. And now what Biden's done with his terrible policies is he's put us in recession. You know, right now, GDP now is negative for the second quarter. It was negative for the first quarter. If you get 2 negative quarters, that's a recession. And so this idea that he's turned something around, well, he did turn it around. He took 6% and turned it to -2. That's not exactly something that he should be bragging about.
And we have negative growth with inflation. I mean, that's quite a trick. I mean, that's almost
right.
Something that we've never seen before, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's very rare. It's stagflation from the 70s. And, you know, I think that the bottom line is that Biden should be out there messaging solutions. Instead, he's calling it like, you know, Putin's tax hike,
Right.
and Donald Trump was the worst guy since Herbert Hoover. And it kind of reminds me, I don't know if you're an NBA fan, but there was this time when you knew the Warriors are going to beat the Celtics because they're... Well, that's what's going on with Joe Biden right now. He's whining at the refs when he should be playing basketball.
And, you know, it's not Biden per se, it's his policies. And now he's getting beaten up on by Democrats and by the media because they know he's a loser for 2024, so they want to get rid of him. But the fact is that his replacements, all the people that they mentioned, from Buttigieg, et cetera, to the governor of California, for goodness sakes, they're all where he is on policies or even further to the left. So the only thing they would do is make matters worse.
Right. The only thing that can save Biden is a Republican Congress, which comes in and then pursues some prudent policies because they care in the White House, who's out there saying like really, really false things about the economy. You know, you're supposed to, back when I was in the White House, everything the president said got run through staff sec and was carefully fact checked. You know, for him to say that the economy, he's turned it around and we're turning the corner and it was terrible when he got here, it's just factually challenged. And I can't believe that the staff is letting him do that.
What are your thoughts there? Do you agree or disagree? So on this channel, personally, I'm an independent. I like to show both the Republican and Democrat perspective. Recently, I've only had the opportunity to find the Republican perspective on inflation and President Biden. There's rarely any Democrats that go on the news or interviews and talk about inflation. They're just kind of avoiding the subject altogether. So I like to usually show both sides, but in this case, just the Republican side. And that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully brighten your day a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Oh, hi guys, I didn't see you there. Just so you know, you guys are great to me. You guys are special to me. I need you here beside me. And you are so nice. Do you know why? Cause you're so nice right now.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your support. All is good with us. Bella has pajama day at camp, so she was really excited to wake up in her pajamas and go right to camp that way. But anyways, hopefully you're going to have a great weekend. We're going to go to the beach as usual. We just love the beach here in Myrtle Beach. Hopefully you have a good time. And if you want to check out any of my other videos, you could click up here. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Be safe. Thank you for watching.